Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a powerful story from the Old Testament, found in the book of 2 Kings. It's a story about hospitality, gut-wrenching loss, and the incredible power of faith. It's the story of the Shunammite woman and her son. So, who was this woman? The Bible describes her as a wealthy and influential person living in a town called Shun. She was incredibly kind and noticed the prophet Elisha often passed through her town, so she and her husband built a small room for him, a place where he could rest on his journeys. It was a simple act of hospitality, but it set the stage for a miracle. Elisha was so touched by her kindness that he wanted to bless her. Through his servant, he learned that she and her husband were childless, so Elisha prophesied that she would have a son, and just as he said, a year later, she gave birth to a boy. Imagine the joy in that household. This child was a gift, a promise fulfilled. But then, tragedy struck. Years later, when the boy was older, he was out in the field with his father and suddenly cried out with a terrible headache. He was carried back to his mother, and he died in her arms. Can you even imagine that pain, her long-awaited miracle son was gone? But this is where the story takes an amazing turn. Instead of collapsing in despair, this woman acted with incredible faith. She didn't even tell her husband the boy had died. She simply laid him on Elisha's bed, saddled a donkey, and rode straight to find the prophet. She was determined. She grabbed Elisha and wouldn't let go, telling him what had happened. Elisha first sent his servant with his staff, but nothing happened. So, Elisha went himself. He went into the room where the boy was, closed the door, and prayed. He lay on top of the child, mouth to mouth, eyes to eyes, hands to hands. The boy's body began to warm. Elisha did this a second time, and the boy sneezed 7 times and opened his eyes. He was alive. Elisha called the woman and said, "Take your son." The joy she must have felt is beyond words. This story is such a beautiful picture of how faith in action can lead to restoration. The Shunammite woman's persistence and belief in God's power through his prophet brought her son back from the dead. It reminds us that even in our darkest moments, holding on to faith can lead to miracles we never thought possible. Thanks so much for watching. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content. See you next time.